Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. I hope you are all well. As usual, we're going to go through the crypto space and the latest development, as well as a little bit of a macro overview. If you like me to see some of your favorite cryptos, just type in the name and the symbol in the chat box, as well as if you have some comments or some observations. Of course, I will be glad to hear your opinion. So let's start. We have, as usual, a couple of things to cover, which I think are going to affect possibly crypto markets in the next couple of months. Let's review first a little bit of the news. I always look at what is going on. We have another hack. Apparently, the Japan Liquid Global Exchange was hacked, 90 million in crypto stolen. We also have a case with a Poly network where it seems that the guys met with online with a white hat, as they call it, hacker, and it seems that he returned, or in the process to return, all of the funds. So this clearly displays that in regards of safety, crypto exchanges are still not, or any kind of transfer houses are still not pretty much sure regarding the hacks, and we are seeing from time to time this is reoccurring type of events that we see through the year. And possibly it's going to get some time, as every with a new industry, you're going to need a couple of years or even more to reach the desired security levels. And I know that there has been some projects of some security houses which are working hard to enable that. I didn't see anything much more. Everybody is looking regarding the current situation regarding alts and the Bitcoin. So we can go a little bit in a macro overview. We have latest Fed minutes yesterday, and the stock market reacted pretty much, I will not say strongly, but reacted impulsively for now on the latest Fed minutes, where the tapering was mentioned pretty much, I think it was, I don't know, over the 60, 70 times. I guess that the next jobs report, which comes around 3rd of September, actually, and we have a Fed meeting around 21st of September next month, will be pretty much important regarding this interest rate possible announcements or tapering possible announcements. But looking at these Fed minutes, market took a dive. We have some wave counts in our stock service, trading analysis also, and foremost cover first stock markets with Todd, Bennett, and Terry, and they do an excellent job in that. We have some wave counts that possibly imply that we might be embarking on a corrective pullback for a couple of weeks. So we are very much onto that, looking what might also can happen in cryptos. So this is the 10-year yields, which we usually look, and as you can see, we kind of a meander around these support levels, which comes around 1.24. If we scroll down to a smaller time frames, we will see that we have some type of a five-wave move on the upside, and this might be some type of a correction. So we need to see a confirmation of that. So I will become relatively bullish on yields if we cross this 1.42 levels, and this will be kind of a measured move here. So I want to see rates go above to display the wave count, which possibly might challenge this 2% in the next couple of months. So we will see how that will unfold. We are still looking this kind of a sideways consolidation, a little bit up, a little bit down. This support is holding. So as long as this support holds, we will look for a possibility for a measured move above these levels and then a possible continuation, which means that basically this will actually foretell, if we get this event, that market will start to price in either some type of tapering or a possible rate increase in the near future. Okay, so that I don't think will be beneficial for cryptos because it is the question of liquidity, margin spillover, and lots of other stuff regarding crypto market. So let's also review some of the things that we do every week almost. Let's look dollar index, which is also one of the key features. It is not much correlated with the Bitcoin. They pretty much move on the upside after 2010. There is now and there a little bit of correlation, but I will not say that correlation is relatively huge. But nevertheless, dollar is very important in the overall market. So let's look what's going on there. So we are tracking a possible five-way move to the downside from the COVID crisis start in 2020, and then five-way move on the upside. Either we can anchor even a wave B here, or this is just a finalization. We will see how this will react on these very strong resistance levels. If we get a little bit of a pullback, we will look for a B wave and the continuation of the strength in dollar until September, I will say November, December of 2021, beginning of 2022. Let's go with this and let's see what happens. So for now, cleanly the support levels are around 95, 56, 9100, 91, sorry. So upside is resistance around 94 and possible targets around 96, 97. So we are following this for a longer time now, and it has been proved to be a relatively solid wave count, so we will continue to track that and inform you about the latest development in the dollar index. So let's look a little bit of gold, which has made a little bit of interesting push on the upside. This is clearly there is several types, I would say, of a corrective sequences that can actually unfold here. So this can be a complex correction with the intermediate triangle for this pullback in a wave 4. So overall, we identify this as some type of either a lesser degree or higher degree wave 4. So we can go with W, some type of ABC up in X or triangle X and move down in Y. We can also go in an A up in B, C, D, and E, like a sideways consolidation in triangle. Possible also is a flat that we do a 3, 3, 5. So we go a little bit higher and then collapse in a fifth sequence of the flat correction. So we are not having any either a position or recommendation for our members regarding gold, because we think gold is still not ready. Even we might expect maybe a little bit more of the upside and then reversal, but overall it's going to stay in this type of a consolidation, in our opinion, for some time now. After this finally show its hands, it's probably going to continue going up on the upside above 2000. So some of the time ratios that we are looking are around let's say November, December of 2021. This wave 2 and wave 4 correlation in time sense are kind of aligning some around these lines. So we continue to track gold in this kind of a sideways consolidation, and silver is pretty much the same. We are looking for also a couple of wave counts, but we are basically in the almost whole year in this sideways consolidation with no any signs of a break on the upside or on the downside on silver. So looking at the overall picture, the conclusion is that we see a dollar advancing, so potentially silver and gold will stay in a corrective sequences, and yields might prove to stage a little bit of more higher prices in the future. So let me go with cryptos and let's start to see what is going on there. I will also just mention one more thing, which I think you might find interesting, and I made a little bit of just a kind of a technical view of the NASDAQ 100. So this is just a purely RSI analysis, and if you see this on the higher time frames, so this is a monthly, and actually the RSI was every time some highs was reached, and we saw a relatively 20 to even more percent correction. Some of them has been longer, some of them has been shorter, but anyhow they always appeared in the last 20 even 30 years, 25 years, 26, where this actually levels around 80 of this monthly RSI was touched. We had a small just a miss here, but nevertheless it accounts as well into this region. So we are very close to that reading. So I guess in NASDAQ, if we didn't already turned lower, maybe has a little bit more on the upside, and then we might see some type of a corrective pullback, which kind of aligns with our macro outlook. So just an observation. Usually people miss to track this on a higher time frames, but I have witnessed some of the strong reversals looking these monthly charts, and even the last reversal on Bitcoin was very well visible on the this RSI monthly chart, which I published on my Twitter. I have also one very interesting chart to show you, and this is the crypto market cap. So next target for the crypto market cap, looking at it from the technical perspective, goes pretty much higher when we subdivide this whole crypto market cap. So this is not excluding Bitcoin or Ether, so this is the whole alts and Bitcoin together. So there is a wave 1 and wave 2, and this pretty much resembles the chart of the Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin has the largest market cap. But we are seeing possibly in the future that might change, but for now it's like that. And next target is around between 5.1 and 5.9 trillion US. So pretty much we are going to possibly double in the market cap, but I don't think it's going to occur immediately. So when you have this type of moves, usually they are requiring a little bit of more accumulation of the energy, which might be also portrayed as a triangle. So I really don't have any reasons to believe now in this moment that until I see a clear breakout on the upside, that we are not going to continue at least sideways for a couple of months until energy required accumulate here, and actually we start to break on the upside aggressively towards this 5.1 or 2 to 5.8 trillion. So we are currently trading at 1.95 trillion. So actually this will mean that a market cap in the next year, depends on the structure we develop, might pretty much double or even more on cryptos, which is also kind of showing in our charts. The question is what is going on now, and we will go that in a Bitcoin chart. So this is also RSI. It's kind of a similar pattern. We went down and then we retraced, we met some resistance around 60. We went down, kind of confirmed this low, tested, and then continue on the upside. Maybe the similar things happen. We went to the same levels almost, and then a small retracement to these resistance levels, and potentially we might start to moving a little bit lower to sideways before we reach like 30 or 40 on this. This is a weekly chart. Let me start and go to see some crypto charts. Okay, so we can start to see what is going on there and what is happening on the Bitcoin. Let me just include the Bitcoin chart. So this is the same picture that we are looking. Okay, so um, which is basically the crypto market cap. So as you know, my target was around 20K. That was my first observation. As long as we hold this 30,000, I might even go for a possible triangle in this bearish case, which means that we might start to consolidate a little bit more, especially if we see a dive in a stock market, or we might see even something more exuberant. So I'm going to stick to this scenario until I see some clear break of these levels that we usually look, which is around 54, and the last one stay capped around 61.8% Fibonacci retracement ratios, which is around 47,633 US dollars. Okay. So this is the basic stuff that we are look between these corrections in the possible wave 2 or a wave 4. They usually take a little bit more time to develop. Even sometimes wave 4 is longer than a wave 2. So in that timeline, this will be resolved around December of 2021, maybe even a little bit earlier if we don't get a more sideways price action. So don't understand me wrongly. We're going to stay bullish on the cryptos. Our targets on the upside are pretty much high. We just think that it is much more kind of reasonable to expect a little bit more of a sideways price action and kind of a back and forth accumulation of the energy for the pretty much bigger upside in the Bitcoin. And that actually portrays this type of consolidation, which just is basically explaining that the bulls and bears are in a kind of a leveling field, so nobody can win here if we continue sideways, and then in one moment the bulls will start to press the buttons more, and we will get this fifth wave on the upside. So this is pretty much clear from this standpoint. Alternative solution. So I gave a little bit more moderate sideways consolidation. If you look from the other perspective, and if you look this more bearish, then you will count this as a 5-way move, 3-way pullback, and then you will see some type of inequality, which will get us down to 20K. But for now, I would like to stay a little bit more conservative and looking for this triangle. So that will be my kind of a preferred outlook, which is going to, of course, fortify itself if I see a more sideways consolidation. On the bullish section, we have to lift this wave 3, which I already explained a couple of times. I still don't definitely not see a 5-way move on the upside, so we are still kind of meandering and trying to get this fractalization on the upside in a possible 5-way move. We still didn't manage to do that, and as long as I don't see a 5-way move, I'm going to stay on this wave count, which is going to be my preferred one. Pretty much this will be the same on Ether. Ether is a little bit in a better position on the couple of charts. So I'm going to show you my Ether chart. This is actually a different one. This is Ether. Pretty much the same thing. We are going to look for some type of a triangulation, and you can note here the 200 moving average, which most of the market looks are a little bit lower in this chart, kind of a capping these possible levels in Ether on the downside, while in the Bitcoin we are there now, kind of a probing and testing this 200 moving average. If we see a little bit of more consolidation in Ether, it might actually go in the same kind of a wave structure. 3 waves down, 3 waves up. C wave will probably stay around and invisibility of this 200 more or less, maybe a little bit more to the downside, and then we'll get a wave 4, which will actually accumulate this sideways energy for the potential rise in cryptos towards higher targets. So we have a relatively big higher targets for the Ether. Depends which degree of the wave we look. First one is around, depends if this wave 4 finish in a triangle, will be between 8 and 10K, maybe a little bit more upside. So we're going to stay pretty much bullish, and we just have to endure a little bit of a sideways price action before we start actually to continue in this nice uptrend on the upside. In this wave count, this is the wave 3 top, because there is a several significant fib ratios, as you can see here, from where we actually couldn't continue higher and we dropped pretty sharply. So there is a several wave degree ratios here, which we usually look as a potential highs of the wave 3. So that's why, and from other several reasons that I just explained on the macro picture, I still think that possibly we might get a little bit more consolidation before we go higher. And that will be my primary wave count. I'm saying that because this is in which one I'm most focused. Currently, the bullish one will have to actually endure a little bit of modification, because we have to lift this wave 3 target around 6 to 7K, and this one will be more directional, because this wave 3, which we showed here, will actually finish on the much higher fib levels. This will be a 4 to 3.6, which is a rarity. In cryptos, of course, everything is possible, but this will be my kind of a reserve count, and if I see a more advance, this pullback will be attractive to me for a possible further advances towards this target, and then we will embark in some type of a wave 4. So we will see. As I said, I like a little bit more this scenario because in my mind it is a little bit more realistic, looking just this sequence from this January 2019 lows. But I can show you more. I can show you something which we also looked pretty much consistently in our service. Of course, you can look trading analysis website. We cover a lot of cryptos. We don't do day trade, so we are not day traders. We do have a swing, and we try to put our members in the longer term outlooks, because day trading is pretty much statistically very disputable effort from traders. So a small percentage of them actually survives on the longer time. So our cryptocurrency sections has chart room, members webinar, trade desk, repository, also Discord. We have a trading analysis app, and we do a lot of education regarding the Elliott wave. So if you want to check us out, you can subscribe to a trial, which is a 14-day trial. I think it costs around 27 bucks. So you can check us out and see if we are kind of matching your longer term objective on cryptos. So we focus a little bit to midterm to a longer term objective, and pay much attention on this one with a pretty much strict risk control. So let me look some other charts also for you, and then I will go and see your requests. Let me just go to this altcoin platform that we have. This is a Bitcoin on a smaller time frame that we look on this kind of a triangle to a C wave wave count. So we're keeping these support levels around 43. Any break of these two support levels around 43, 42 will invoke possibly this 37 to 40K support potential testing. So I have this as a 5-wave move, as you can see, and this is an ABC in type of a flat. And on the bullish wave count, which we also hold in our pockets. We are looking possibly for a little bit less than test of this support and then a fully 5-wave sequence. So we are tracking this one. I think nobody can say the situation is clear, and we are just moving, except this move on the upside, we are starting to move pretty much sideways, and there is a lots of possibilities here, but we have to have several main wave counts, which I already actually exposed to you. So we have seen also some of the movement on the upside in some cryptos like Luna and Sol. We can look that later. Some of the cryptos we are pretty much bullish in the future, have a little bit of trouble to make this initial 5 waves. So if we start breaking down to these levels, then we will suspect that this will be some type of a longer term consolidation. I'm very bullish on Matic, by the way. This is a 1-2, 1-2, very clear sequence, very sharp angle, 80 to 90 degrees angle on the upside. So we are in some type of fourth wave. Actually, this was pretty much nice. We had a WXY or an ABC down to equality. I was hoping we're going to see this line there. And this possibility is still not off. We need to see a clearly 5 waves up and testing these resistance levels and get a little bit of pullback, which will possibly give us an entry for the further move on the upside. So Matic is very bullish in any scenario. Either we have a triangle here or a little bit more complex, so we don't have a clear visibility now, and anybody who says I will question that, because we are in a sideways movement without any confirmation, at least from the Elliott wave standpoint, of the possible expansion of this trend. So we need to see a 5 waves up, or we're going to suspect that this is some type of a triangle or a complex correction. But overall, I always say to some of the people which ask me for the wave counts, please be focused on the context. So the context is what is the general themes of the chart. So the general theme of the chart is bullish. We consider this to be just a sideways or a finished consolidation, and we think there is more upside. It is really not so important from that perspective if you already have a map which shows you that the probability we're going to continue in this trend is pretty much high. How this will develop if you are a mid-term to a longer-term trader, you just need to manage your risk properly in that respect. So I would even like Matic to reach these prices, where it's the previous wave 4, because it will be a better entry. So if this starts to move in a triangle, that's fine. A down in A, up in B, C, D, and E, a little bit more consolidation, and then we go up. So Matic clearly looks bullish. ADA is also displayed a little bit more of the upside price action. We have also a few wave counts. So also I want to see a 5-wave move on the upside. So the same thing with ADA. I don't know why people, I got a few remarks. What is this? Why did you put this wave count there or this on that? That's really, I mean, anyhow, fourth waves, you cannot know until they're finished. And when you see a clear breakout and 5 waves, and then correction is a kind of a logical entry, at least for us, which are using this methodology. So if this is an A up in B, down in C, or a bigger triangle, it really doesn't matter. As long as we hold this support and a little bit, I hope not lower. So in this, all of the region, this is the territory of the fourth wave development. It can do many things here, many forms, but overall it is bullish. So we clearly can define ADA in a wave 1 and 2. So this is a clearly impulsive. Impulsive, what I mean, it means that we don't see a clear overlap between the wave 2 and wave 4. And then we have a 3-wave pullback and then a sharp move up in a wave 3. So we are in some type of a wave 4, and the resolution will be definitely on the upside. We have 2 targets around 6, 7 and around 18, depends where actually you anchor this wave 4. So it can do anything here. So when people ask me I say I don't know. I mean, I don't know yet. I can do and put a million labels here, and market can say, okay, your labels are just nothing, and make something else. So as long as we consolidate, we don't see a 5 waves up and a clean breakout, which will signal the reversal signature, I have to wait and be patient until this consolidation resolve itself. So that's a kind of a mature way to looking at it. People which are hyping or are always trying to catch some lows or highs, this is not a serious trading, guys. This trading will collapse one day or the other in the future. There is a very few handful of guys which can pull that out on the longer term basis in the world. So just look at this from a more reasonable level, and follow the trend. Kind of as you can see here, you don't have to use Elliott Wave methodology. There is also several methodologies you can use that also say that the trend is still on the upside. So also let's look at Binance coin, which is also possibly completed a wave 4 into a triangle, but I need the confirmation. So same story. We are moving sideways. I definitely gonna stay bullish in the Binance coin. I think this is a very nice wave count and developments in a 1-2-1-2 sequence. So we have seen an explosion on the upside in the wave 3. So that's very clear sign that you are in a third of a third, which has a characteristics of a vertical move. And you can see that in every sequence, because Elliott wave is a fractalization of the nature of the advance. So is this wave 4 over? I don't know yet. I want to see clearly a 5 waves. I have some resistance levels and a pullback in 3 waves, and then I might risk a little bit to be and try to kind of catch this trend, and I can increase my exposure once we break out. Even if it is a triangle, I can manage that from the risk perspective. So what is most important thing is how you manage your risk on this type of positions. But for now, even if it's go a little bit lower, it will be manageable if you are not greedy, and if you're experienced. Okay, so I'm definitely going to stay bullish on Binance coin. I think the targets are pretty much on the upside, but this market coin, crypto coin market cap is gonna put me in a more little bit of wait and see kind of a mode until I see clear signs of the 5 wave developments and some reversal signatures, which can indicate that we are going to go higher a little bit more earlier than I see. Okay, guys, so that's the majority of my presentation. If you have some questions, I will go now into that. So let me see how are you guys? What's going on with you? Hey, Ayman, morning to you. Wilson, hello. What's up? Anurag wants to see Verasity. Yeah, but try to put 1 or 2. I really don't have so much time to go and see for everybody. Chiliz, I see from Tankei. Sadichi, photo, hello, could you look EOS? Always complex to me. Yeah, EOS is pretty tricky. Cyril, Alex, please have a look at shadows. What's shadows? I didn't hear about that. So, okay, so let's inspect some of this for you guys, and let's see what is going there. In the meantime, hit the like button for us, so that this content can reach a bigger audience. I hope, because I mean, usually relatively a professional view of crypto markets are usually not popular. So let's look some of the charts for you guys. Let me just go again through the list. Let me look this on a higher data points, because I have a connection with the MotiveWave, which is our primary beautiful tool, which we use from the beginning of trading analysis. Actually, Todd had a good relation with the owner, Tony, from the beginning of MotiveWave, which is one of the best tools out there for the a different kind of technical analysis, especially for the Elliott wave methodology. So Kusama is moving up. For example, Kusama made a nice 3-wave pullback after a 5-wave move. So we are witnessing a possible 5-wave move. It can still morph into some type of a complex, but for now it looks very, very good. And in some point it's going to correct and give you a possible indication that it's going to continue on the upside. Let me look Chiliz. So I think Chiliz is a little bit more in a consolidation as I looked the other day. So let me look Chiliz. Yeah, Messi went to France, so he's going to be paid in some, I think, Chiliz. Yeah, still a consolidation. So as you can see, even if we count this as a 1-2, 1-2, this is some type of a lesser degree or a smaller degree 5-wave development. So even if you displace these labels and start to count this from here, you will get something which is still in development for this wave 3 target. So there is a sharp move on the upside, which usually depicts a third wave movement. And now we have some consolidation, which might also turn out to be a triangle. So as you can see, we have 3 waves down. We are troubling to get some upside here. So I would like to see these levels hold, and we're still going to consolidate into this range. Even a small breakout will be okay, because I think this is still some type of a lesser degree fourth wave. You just need to be patient with the fourth waves, which I see a lot of these new crypto enthusiast traders doesn't have. They have a kind of, and that's a kind of a usual mistakes, but this wave fours usually chops out a lot of traders because they go short and then it turns to be long, and then when they start to move along, it goes shorts, and that's how it's kind of a massacre you through this consolidation further. So I think Chiliz is still potentially acquiring energy, having a little bit of rest, and then in one point of time, I think it's going to break to these higher levels. So Chiliz are still in the uptrend, which is not completed. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Let me see. Sol, okay, Solana was moving on the upside. So Solana is in one particular situation, which is already starts to develop some type of a possible fifth wave on the upside. So as you can see from the beginning, we had a kind of a very choppy, but you can squeeze out a leading diagonal here, or a 1, 2 up in 3, 4, and 5. So secondary wave was in pullback. Then we have a clean 5 waves up, almost reaching this 1618, and then we have a sideways consolidation. We have a breakout on the upside, but still it can be just a wave 1, so maybe a little bit more upside. And then, as you can see, this RSI is pretty much higher here. So I will expect some sort of a pullback here to the next support levels, because the 5-wave sequence is maybe developing here. So for now, it is still, you don't have a 5 waves, you have a 3 waves. So I will look for a small pullback on a smaller time frames, maybe one more push, and then a possible consolidation in this wave 2. In any case, if this is a higher or lesser degree wave 3 here, and this is some type of, which I don't think it is, Solana is still bullish. So this area will represent a support, and once it's done, the context of the chart is that we are going to continue higher. Okay, so in my book, Solana is pretty much bullish. And this is my preferred wave count. If we stage something else here, I'm still going to stay bullish, because this is a very bullish chart. Overall, for the next couple of months, even a year. But as quick as goes, maybe we're going to be there in January or even before. So ICP, okay, Ivan, so let's look ICP. Yeah, this one still looks very kind of I will not say weak, but after this move lower, we still don't have anything developing in a 5-wave sequence yet. I want to see clearly some type of an advance on the upside. This is just a 3-wave sequence, so I cannot build any bullish scenario yet. on this one. And many people doesn't understand this concept. And sometimes when you have this concept, when you trade a little bit more, you will see why it is important to have some type of a confirmation, because if you identify this already as bullish, this can just go down and wipe you off. It happened to me numerous of times. It happened probably to every trader which is long enough on the market. So that's why I always insist for a confirmation, which means that I see some 5-wave sequence. If it's not connected with a flat and being a part of the overall count as a corrective, then I can go in on a pullback with a small risk and kind of capitalize on the advance. So that's why we insist always that we see a kind of a reversal signature in a 5-wave move. TLM USDT. I never saw that one. I think, let me see, what is that? A lion words. Maybe I did. Yeah, it went lower. We were looking for some type of a pullback and then a continuation. I didn't revisit this chart a long time, as you can see. So we did see a 5-wave move, a pullback, and then a continuation to the downside. So let me build on this. So there is a one. Yeah, this one is a little bit suspicious. So it can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it can be a leading diagonal to the downside. I don't know if that will happen. I don't know this crypto. I didn't study it, but clearly you can see a possible 5-wave advance. And I would like to look to see what is going to happen here. So maybe we might continue a little bit around in this area and stage some type of a measured move. So this will go in phases, okay? So then this will be a first resistance levels, which I need to be crossed to see to become more bullish. So until we are in this region, I cannot state this one is bullish yet. To me, it doesn't look pretty much attractive because of this wave structure, but this is just the beginning. It doesn't necessarily means it is going to be. I've seen some trends change even when they stages a 5-wave move down, and they actually started to move in a new high. So I will break this down in stages, and actually, if I will trade this, I will trade it also in stages. I will not be so greedy to wait kind of a big pump or something. It sometimes happens on cryptos, but I see that the emphasis of many crypto enthusiasts is to catch this pump and kind of get rich quickly. Some of people exceed in that, but majority don't. So if you are born under a lucky star or Lakshmi, you definitely might catch something like that. Okay, so let me see more. I don't know what's going on with this T-fuel stuff. Let's see what's going on with the T-fuel. Yeah, T-fuel is relatively clear. From this beginning sequence, we had a nice consolidation. We have to identify this as a possible wave 2. And then we have a 5-wave move. This also can be a flat, and we can leave this to here. But still, we don't see a 5-wave move on the upside. So until we are trading sideways, I will keep this possible support levels here. If I see this starts to move a little bit more further on the upside, I will agree that we already finished, but I need to see a confirmation, and then my next targets will be higher. So I think this one is bullish, potentially, even maybe we are going to do something like this, 1, 2, up in 3, some type of consolidation 4 and 5. But overall, the context of the chart is bullish. Okay, so this is just a 3-wave sequence, and this depicts a characteristic of the impulsive wave. We have crossed equality or a measured move in this chart. So we did, and this is now become support. So I will stay bullish on this one. However, this correction plays out on the longer term basis. Yeah, I already look ADA, Andy. Let me just look this EOS, which I don't find very interesting. I mean, this is something which I will really not analyze much. We have a nice 5 waves up, and then this is just a big sideways consolidation. Good luck in this current uh, move to identify what is going on here. I can try, I mean, but usually when I see these charts, I usually don't even go into analysis because I don't think it's worth it. Okay, so this might be a WXY. We go a little bit more lower and then we continue higher. So maybe this is some complex correction in B, up in C. I really don't know. I don't like to see such a big consolidations. This is already lasting for 2 or 3 years. So even if you look at it on a weekly level, this doesn't look pretty much healthy for now. So I will wait for a 5-way move to build something on a bullish side. For now, it doesn't look to me so bullish. Okay, guys, so let me just look. Yeah, I will look VRA, okay, and one more, and that's it, guys. So we have this already wave count on VRA, so Verasity, it looks kind of a nice. So I don't account this in any wave count. So usually I skip that. It's just as Terry is saying, it's rubbish. So I agree with him. So anything which you can build on might be this type of an expanding leading diagonal pullback in a wave 2, or even if you count this from here, it is bullish. Okay, so from this correction we start building 5 waves up. So we are gonna completely we are going to possibly, not completely, reach some resistance very soon, and we might see any type of a pullbacks. And I always look for pullbacks because I can manage my risk overall on any types of trades. Okay, so for now it looks very fine. This correction was possibly complex. So as long as we kind of having the context telling us that we can buy some pullbacks with a small risk, I'm always for that. Okay, so it looks nice for now. Yeah, audio, actually I did discuss audio with a couple of kind of a closed group, which I have been invited by one of our members, and I said watch for a break of equality, and boy, we did break equality pretty hard. So the point where I was analyzing this one was somewhere around there, and actually I waited that we break this equality measures, which usually sometimes can indicate that we are only in a 3-way move, and boy, we did break it. So this one still stays pretty much bullish. So there is a wave 1. I don't know what happened here, and we are now, as you can see, some type of an expanding diagonal in wave 1, pullback in wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3. So we are in a lesser degree wave 4, which might go a little bit more higher, and then the pullback is a possible one of the things you can look, but for now it stays bullish, and I don't think this one has finished yet. Even if it is finished, which I don't think so, you're going to see a little bit of consolidation and then a continuation on the upside. So relatively, let me just look just smaller time frame, like 1 hour or something, and see what's going on there. Yeah, we are consolidating yet, not clear, either a triangle or a small wave. We go to a marginal high, and then we go and drop a little bit more before we start moving higher. So for now it looks good, it looks nice, and overall I will stay bullish on this one. Okay. Sushi, okay, SushiSwap, and this will be the last one, guys. So Yeah, just look me a weekly here on the SushiSwap. Yeah, we looked for some type of a consolidation, and actually it happened. So we have to go on a smaller time frame for Sushi. Five-wave move was relatively clear. So you can choose either to put here a little bit of a failure in this wave 5, or you can consider this to be an ABC, X ABC. So Sushi still needs to prove its point. So if you go on um, kind of a higher time frames, you might depict this as a wave 1, and this is as a wave 2, and then we start to move further on the upside. So I think Sushi is overall bullish, but I still don't have a confirmation that this wave 2 is complete. Okay, so this might be an ABC, some type of an X, and we go a little bit lower, and then we go higher. But I'm staying optimistic overall on this wave count, on the pretty much bullish chart. I'm just gonna wait a little bit more confirmation. If I get the test of this zone on the upside in a 5 waves and a pullback, I will be willing to try this for a further continuation on the upside. The RSI is pretty high, which I don't like when you are in this stage, and this is daily. So we will see, but the context of the chart for now is bullish, I will just see how this will unfold, because the prospect for the Sushi is relatively pretty much higher. Just a measured move, it's going to produce either from here or from here pretty much substantial target on the upside. So in general, if you see how this measured moves unfolds, that will actually tell you that that will be the first target, which is around 1275. Sorry, no, that's 112. Sorry, we are trading at 12, so pretty big, substantial upside in the Sushi after this B wave, either here after a confirmation or a little bit lower is done. So if this turns even higher, then it's going to be transformed in a third wave, which then you can look even higher levels on Sushi. So Sushi stays in a pretty nice chart. Okay, guys, so thank you very much on the attention. So please hit the like button for us because it's going to help us to live this content. Also, I've looked some of the measurements and some logarithmic ratios. I've been looking some guys that are doing this job, and this has been pretty consistent from that perspective on the Bitcoin, and they are also kind of a wait and see what is going on in cryptos, because in the past we have seen a little bit more significant pullback. So there is a couple of moving averages that people are looking on a higher time frames. I would also agree with that. That's not my preferred method, but in general, everything that can help you might be useful. I usually try to combine a little bit because Elliott wave is our prime methodology. So I throw sometimes either the RSI or these moving averages on a higher time frame just to see what the market thinks. We are going to wait this consolidation to give it a little bit more time to rest or to do whatever it has to do. Just pay attention on this crypto market cap chart, which I think it is maybe telling us that we are not accumulating enough for this huge jump in this crypto market cap. It's going to be almost double and triple once it breaks out either from this consolidation or a little bit lower, but definitely from this perspective now, it points out to these levels as an next target. So we're going to stay bullish in overall in crypto markets. This is just a comparison between the crypto market cap and Bitcoin. And as you know, for now, they are looking similar. I think I forgot to say about the Bitcoin dominance chart I see now. Still the same picture. We have seen only 3 waves down. I'm waiting a little bit more continuation for now. Potentially this wave 4 is over, and if we see a 5-wave move or a sharp move down in a wave 3, that will prove that the Bitcoin dominance will be on the side of alts. For this move until this 36, 38 levels. So with that, I will finish. I wish you a very nice week. Be careful, trade well, manage your risk. This is the most important thing. You will always have a new trade. I mean, this market works 24/7. If you miss something, guys, it's really not, don't kick yourself in the head. Trade a little bit more on the safer side. Look for more probability entries and manage your risk, and that's how you will survive and possibly benefit from this higher wave counts that we are looking for crypto markets. So see you next week and stay well. Bye bye, guys.